Hello again, this is Omega Rider 1, and today we're going to be doing a review of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. Well, not exactly. This is actually going to be a revisited review, so I'm not going to have the same intro as usual, where I actually name off like the story of Seed, but I will just be going over solid points of my revisited review, what I found on the second time watching Gundam Seed. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Following the last review, my thoughts on Seed have changed, albeit slightly. The pacing and overall direction of Seed is painfully slow, seemingly stretching the episode count to untold levels, while still being only 50 episodes in length. Combined with the rampant jumping the shark plot armor moments and a lack of tension in the fights, the story Seed tries to tell is bogged down severely. The main character arcs are hit and miss, but many of the major and minor arcs are done quite well, like Mu and Rao's relationship, Marialia's conflict with Dearka, and the Tarl versus the Archangel. It's only the main rivalry between Kira and Athrun facing down his father, that end up as real letdowns, as both fall flat or just end up being epically stupid. The plot ends up being average, but not much else. Seed's cast is like a saltine, mostly bland with bits of savory salt. Out of our protagonists, I can only say that Mu, Maru, and Natarl are any good, having completed their character arcs or made themselves endearing characters to the audience. Meanwhile, the remaining cast is either too bland to talk about or too crappy to get into without ranting. The villains, on the other hand, have Rao to thank for their success, being a goddamn powerhouse of awesome by the end of Seed, where he goes apeshit. He's a surprisingly sympathetic villain who's always enjoyable to watch. Azrael, Dearka, Isaac, and Andrew are the remaining good baddies, while the rest fall into the same categories as the other heroes do. Bland or shitty. This was the real deal breaker. I swear I nearly quit watching Seed because of how often I found myself watching the same scene from episode 5 again, despite being 43 episodes into the show. The CGI is atrociously bad, on par with Sci-Fi Channel original films, and clashes so hard with the animation you'd swear that the animators were jerking off while this was being made. The character designs are still as bad as the last time I reviewed Seed, but I still stick up for the MS designs since they were still unique at this point. Still amazingly good, there's not much to discuss, though I found it interesting that I had to tell myself not to be happy when the Freedom entered the picture due to the awesome BGM soundtrack that went with it. Just as good as before, I found that the English VAs matched and even bested the Japanese VAs in some areas. Plus, as much as I hate Kira and Athrun, I can't hold it against Matt Hill and Sam Vincent, who matched their intended roles well. In a word, Seed is passable. The music and casting really helped out with the mediocre parts, but it still doesn't excuse much of what happened. Watching this is a gamble, but not a big one. I can't recommend it, but I can't discourage not watching Seed. I give Mobile Suit Gundam Seed a 6.1 out of 10. Well guys, this has been fun. This is Omega Rider 1, and I'll be seeing you next time.